Yeah, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So, we're gonna go through a season recap, man. Haven't done one of these in a while. Hopefully, I'll try to keep it as quick as possible. So, we are now in the conference championship week of season 6 in the Dynasty. It's actually called Dynasty U. That's just the name for the league, man. I don't know why they chose a name, but that's what it is. Anywho's, we just got a dub, as you can see on the screen right there. We got the dub 49 to 28 versus Ohio State in the Big Ten championship. And I would call this a rivalry, but he would have to win sometime for it to be called a rivalry. Shout out to my op. But yeah, man. Let's go through a couple things real quick. We are four-time consecutive Big Ten champions. Um, and I've come a long way with this team. Not to say that Oregon is a grind, but it was a grind for me to learn this game. Um, a grind for me to learn how to recruit, who to recruit, when to recruit them, when to fall off guys, when to keep the pedal to the metal on guys in the recruiting trail. How to win big games because we definitely choked away some opportunities, bro. But we have been in this league for 4 full seasons now. Now that we're in the postseason of season 6. But I did take over a team that did go 9-4. Um, and they made the playoff, or the previous user or whoever had the team before me made the playoff in the first season, going 13-3. I'm assuming loss. What is that in the shit? That might have been a national championship game they lost. They might have lost the Natty here, or if not the Natty, the semifinal. But yeah, for whatever reason they fell off the face of the earth here. Lost 4 games, didn't win the conference, and didn't win the Natty. Right? Didn't win a bowl game. So for whatever reason they left, and I was brought in at the very end of the second season of this league. So I was able to get in. I want to say they were either still in the playoffs or they were just wrapping up the playoffs. We end up going 14-1 in our first season with this team, which is a damn good season. Um, but I can actually remember exactly the games we lost. So if you look at this screen here, you can see my 4 seasons I've been here. I've lost a total of 4 games in 4 seasons, which is wild. Um, and I think that it really only happens in CFB. It doesn't happen like that in Madden. In Madden, you got a 16, 17 game season. You're bound to drop a game or two here and there. It is what it is. In this game, if you lose, you're losing playoff, playoff potential, right? So it's a lot more on the line for these games. But our first season, we lost in the playoff. I want to say the semifinal. So like we lost the game that would have sent us to the national championship game. We lost that game to Oklahoma State, and that Oklahoma State user, I believe, prior to me getting in the league, he played in the national championship and lost it. But he beat us in our first season with this team, gave us our first loss in the league, and sent us home for that playoff run. Our second season, whew, this was a gauntlet, man. So at the time, there was a user that had University of Auburn, and yeah, he got me, bro. He got me good. He got me early in the season. I want to say he beat me by like 20, which, usually when you're the away team in this game, you're going to get stomped. But I didn't expect to get stomped that bad. Like, it was literally like 20, 24 points or something like that. He got me that year early. I want to say it was week 1. Um, Another loss that season was to Texas A&M, who was the commissioner of the league. He got me good. I feel like we played a close game, but again, he won. And then in the playoffs, I was bounced out in the second round of the playoffs by that same Auburn team that beat me in week 1. So that is my 4 losses. Oklahoma State once, Texas A&M once, Auburn twice. Now, the start of this season, 2028, we had Auburn on our schedule again, but we were the home team this time, and we got our get back. We got our lick back, man. We beat Auburn. We also beat Texas A&M this season. And after we beat those 2 games, I was like, yeah, it's nobody else beat me in this league, bro. If I could take down those two SEC teams, we good. We good, man. So we ended up going undefeated, 16-0. That playoff run was epic because I played against the guy who won the national championship with Ohio State that playoff run. Well, one, I've played Ohio State in the Big Ten championship for 4 straight seasons. So we beat him in the regular season. We beat him in the conference championship, and we beat him in the playoffs. The other team we beat in the playoffs to make it to the national championship was South Carolina, Georgia, and we played Tennessee in the Natty. Now, Tennessee had also won the national championship. So I think how it goes, um, these first 2 seasons that I wasn't here, I'm not 100% sure which order it was, but Ohio State won, I believe, the first year. And then Tennessee has played in the national championship 1, 2, and 3, right? So Tennessee's the big dog here, right? Big dog in the SEC, big dog in the league. We took him down in the Natty, right? So that's our 16-0 season, and here we are at 13-0 for this year. Now we'll get into our schedule real quick. If we go over here, so notable wins. Notre Dame was ranked top 15 at the start of the season. It's Notre Dame; they always have a good team. We got the dub there, right? Florida State was ranked, but something like it was something going on with this user. He ended up leaving the league the week that we were supposed to play. Like he just left the league. He left the chat, left the game, everything, right? So that was our 2 ranked opponents early in the year. Now, because of conference realignment in this league, I didn't have many more user games left, right? So we played this Michigan State guy who, put up a decent fight. We only won by 15 at home, which was, a little alarming, but, it is what it is. This is our first home game of the season, by the way. We were on the road at Notre Dame, at Oregon State, who cares? And I was at Florida State. That's wild. I know how it is to play at Florida State. But in any case, this is our first real user game of the year, and then we had 3 straight CPU games. Michigan, who's still ranked top 10 somehow at 9-3, and then we beat Ohio State. Now at Ohio State, this guy gave me a run. I was scared I was gonna lose. Not gonna lie, but I believe we returned a kick in this game. I believe we returned a kick in this game, if I'm not mistaken. Let me go. Yeah, Brady Cager. His first career kick return touchdown came in this game, and we needed it. Absolutely, positively needed it, bro. We hold on for the win, scoring 10 points in the fourth quarter. But this was a Ohio State's defense is wild, bro. I ain't gonna lie. That's just what it all boils down to. Ohio State's defense is wild. He has not the best wide receivers, but he got a good enough scheme that he's able to move the ball on my defense. But his thing is he turns the ball over. And that's really what won the game for me here. He's got 4 interceptions, but I also didn't have the best passing game either. I was only 12 for 17 with 3 sacks and 2 interceptions. That plays into this most recent game as well. But a CPU Nebraska team here who's unranked, but then we had Penn State at home, beat the brakes off, buddy. And then this was the game that at the start of the season, me and Iowa were going back and forth a little bit of chatter, and he couldn't wait to get his get back on me, and then he came and laid an egg in Oregon, bro. So it is what it is. 35-7 was the final score of that one. And then in this game, man, Ohio State's real, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Shout out to Ohio State. Like I said, I am the 4-time Big Ten champion, consecutive. But this guy can beat anybody, bro. Not gonna lie. Now he didn't run the ball as good as he would like to, because I know he wants to run the ball, and he got 25 carries for only 76 yards. But he did get 3 touchdowns out of that deal. So once you get down to the red zone, it's kind of hard to stop people from running when you have to stop them from passing as well. And he had 291 passing yards on this on my defense, which it's a good defense, right? But again, we got 4 turnovers, so that's really where he's losing these games. So I'll take it for sure. But he was 29 for 39 passing in that game. So, but yeah, that's the season so far. I'll show you guys the bracket as well. I should be the 1 seed because the other one seed, which was Texas A&M, lost the final game of the season to Texas. So that bumped him to number 4 in the polls and number 6 on the bracket. So yeah, that means I wouldn't see him. Great. That's good news for me. I actually wouldn't see Ohio State or Texas A&M. That's why. Well, I don't know if Ohio State's going to make the playoff now that he lost. Well, but who is in my bracket is Tennessee. So if things stay the way that they are right now, um, I would get Tennessee in the next round, which I don't think Michigan's going to beat Tennessee. Um, Michigan would be the easier game for me. But like I said, I did beat Tennessee last season in the Natty. It would be a shame to knock them out in the quarterfinal this year. Unfortunately, with CFB, man, you have some CPU teams that are going to make the playoff and get a first round bye. So that UAB sitting there with a bye is just, it grinds my gears, bro. I ain't gonna hold you, but it is what it is. I guess they have to have love for the little guy, right? Um, Team stats. So this is the thing that I was most proud of, and the reason that made me want to make this video is that I didn't realize that I was a top 10 offense in this league. I didn't realize it. I didn't, to be honest. Like, to keep it a bean, I felt like this year offensively I was behind. And we're sitting at seventh overall in total offense. Um, you got 1,600 yards rushing, 3,500 yards passing, 44 points per game, which I think is third. Yes, that's third. Um, 256 first downs. I want to say I would be first if Ohio State didn't just have like 30 first downs on me, bro. Yeah, like at least 25 in the conference championship game. But it is what it is, though. But yeah, highly efficient offense at 44 points per game is damn good in my opinion. Then we go to the defense, and again, I just gave up like almost 400 yards of offense. So technically, I was first in the league in total yards prior to that game. So if we just went based off of the 12 game regular season, I had the number one defense in the league as far as yards go. Now points, Texas A&M got that. Texas A&M got that by a long shot, like 80 fucking points less. But our defense is forcing way more turnovers. Well, not way more, 8 more. But we're producing a lot of sacks, bro. 77 sacks on the season is by far and away the best. He's got 48 with Texas A&M, and he has a 96 overall defensive end or outside backer that is, shoo, can't wait till he graduate, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Hope I don't have to see him, to be honest, because I don't know if my tackles will hold up. But yeah, man, I'll go through the team real quick. As a matter of fact, let's go through the season stats just to take a peek at what we've done. Now this is not the I'm not the most proud of this offense this year, to be honest. We lost a lot of our playmakers, our slot receiver, our deep threat receiver to the draft this past season. So we got 3,400 yards passing, 34 touchdowns, um, just under 900 yards, just under 1,000 yards. What am I? I can't speak. Our running quarterback does have 13 rushing touchdowns, so there's that. And our backup running back, who's only a 67, but this guy's got potential, man. This guy's got some potential. Receiving wise, again, we don't have crazy numbers at all. We got a bunch of young guys and a couple of vets. You got a senior here and a redshirt junior, which these are players that were on the team. This is the recruiting class that I got with the team. So when I came in at the end of season two, these were the guys that the last user had recruited, and they're not bad at all. And funny story is Josh Hallen, the wide receiver here, he was actually the running back, the starting running back, my first season with the team, so season three. And our starting wide receiver, our ex wide receiver, Dragonfly Jones, who I did change his name. That Dragonfly Jones isn't something that just populates in EA's head, right? Dragonfly Jones was our starting QB. So I redshirted him after the first season, and then I moved him to wide receiver in his, which would be his redshirt sophomore year. and he's been a wide receiver ever since. Yeah, actually had a really good season last year, as opposed to this season. He had 1,000 yards last season with 8 touchdowns as the X receiver. Like I said, only 600 yards this year, which my passing numbers just been down, bro. Not gonna lie. Um, but as a matter of fact, let's actually go back into Dragonfly Jones's stats. So I want to show y'all something funny. So you remember when I mentioned that we our 4 losses were playoff loss to Oklahoma State, and then we had 2 losses to Auburn, right? Check out what happened in that Auburn game at week 1 of the my second season in this league, right? This is Dragonfly Jones's last game as as the quarterback, bro. 154 yards, 3 interceptions, 5 sacks, 57% completion percentage, and 2 fumbles. That game alone showed me that this is not the guy that's going to win the Natty for me. I have to go with the true freshman that I had on the bench. And I took the red shirt off of that true freshman, Tyrion Lannister, which, again, Game of Thrones reference. Don't sue me. Um, but that's my favorite show. Now, Dragonfly Jones at 89 speed did have 89 rush yards this game, but 2 fumbles kind of does you in, right? 2 fumbles in one game is wild, and also having 3 interceptions and taking 5 sacks, that was just like it was enough for me to say like, you know what, we're done here. And then our leading receiver this year, Josh Halen. I call him Van Halen to be honest, bro. Like, let's be real. You see the name Halen, you just call him Van Halen. He had a pretty decent season as a true freshman as well. 117 yards, 750 yards on the ground. I mean, 117 carries, 750 yards on the ground, 10 touchdowns. He also added 25 catches, 350 yards to the air, and 4 touchdowns. And I believe he was doing kick returns and punt returns as well, right? Um, yeah, well, that was his sophomore year, but yeah, pretty decent running back. But because we brought in this behemoth, Bobby Baratheon, another Game of Thrones reference, because we brought in this guy as a 5-star elite dev running back, as well as a transfer that we had brought in that had Platinum Shifty and Platinum Takeoff. I used that guy and Bobby Baratheon as my starters. So that made me, move our guy Van Halen to wide receiver, in which he played the Z or flanker pretty decently. And now this season he's playing slot and he's getting the bulk of the targets and stuff like that. So 900 yards, 5 touchdowns. Offensive line, most people would just glaze over this, but I'm not. I'm going to tell you that I have 5 5 stars on the offensive line, and that was the focal point of this team when I took it over. Um, when I took this team and I named my coach um, Haloti Nada, I knew I wanted to focus on the offensive line and defensive line. So that is exactly what I did. Um, my first 5 star, well, my first class that had 5 stars was Bobby Baratheon, excuse me, Theo Lemur here at left tackle. Um, and I actually need to take a drink right. Give me one second. All right, so we had Bobby Baratheon at running back, athlete running back, 5 star, elite dev. We had this guy here, left tackle, agile. I'm not going to call this guy a mistake, but I learned a lesson in the progression of this guy. Um, unfortunately, he's never getting power his power upgrades, bro. Like, excuse me, it's been the same since freshman year, and I would really like that impact block to go up because as an agile archetype, he needs impact block to get 2 of his abilities, and he just hasn't gotten it. Now he has platinum quick drop, which is great for going against platinum quick jump, which is the defensive line ability. But yeah, unfortunately, he's I ain't gonna say he's underwhelming because he actually plays really good. Like the national championship season last year, he only gave up 2 sacks the entire year. This year he's gave up 4, but it is what it is. Ezra Simmons was on the team. the last user's recruiting class. He's actually pretty damn good as well. 87 overall. He's got 3 abilities and 1 mental. Um, Samuel Tarly, another handy dandy Game of Thrones reference. Marquise Cash. He's listed as right tackle because I didn't get to do my position changes. I wasn't around for that advance. I was, busy, tied up or whatever. But Marquise Cash is a guy I've been wanting to play at right guard. I just didn't get to make the move. So, yeah, it is what it is. But he's another 5-star star dev guy, like 350 pounds, 343. Um, but his abilities, like his ratings, are virtually uncapped at all the good spots. Like, unfortunately, he's got 2 caps at run blocking, but he's already at 88 run block power at right guard. Like, it's probably the position that you can hide the most on the offensive line is right guard. So he's uncapped for power. He's uncapped for footwork. Well, barely capped in pass block. So this guy's going to be elite in a season or two. So he's went from like a 75 or 76 overall up to an 86, which is clutch. Um, you got this guy right here is actually also in my first recruiting class. Now, here's a crazy thing about him, right? And I don't want to make this video super long, but I am going to touch on this. So when you're recruiting guys and you see that they are a star, like they got a green gem, those are typically always going to be impact dev or above. The guys that don't have a star at all, bruh, they might come out normal dev like this guy. But that's not the end all be all. Once you get them on campus and you can see their ratings caps, you can tell if they're going to be good or not. Like this guy would start on most teams and he's damn good. Like his power can get better. And it's going to get better because everything else is already capped out, right? Everything else is already being capped out. Now his footwork, if they upgrade his footwork up to goddamn like 90 before they upgrade his power, that's really unfortunate. But he's got 2 more years left, so he's a redshirt sophomore. So technically, he could go pro after this season, but he's not. He's only at 87 overall, right? So in theory, this guy could get to the elite level of his abilities here. So if we look at his ratings caps, like if he can get better in power, and let's say he goes up to 97 strength, 91 impact block, right? So he's getting +2 strength and +4 impact block, hypothetically, right? So that means that he would qualify for at least silver second level. He would qualify for at least gold strong grip. Um, his run block finesse, I believe, yes, everything else is already capped out. Run block finesse isn't going to get better, so he's not going to get option shield gold bronze, but he will get platinum inside shield, and he will at least get gold ground and pound. So this guy on paper could be elite, except pass blocking, and this is the reason why he's not starting for me right now, and it's solely because of pass block finesse. A lot of people have, when you're going against elite teams, they're going to have elite pass rushers, right? So like the Ohio States, the Alabamas, in this league, Texas A&M, Tennessee, stuff like that. When you're going against teams that have finesse rushers and your tackle has 69 pass block finesse, he's going to get carved up every rep, and he's a liability. So he is a liability right now, and it's no way I'm going to play him. But he will continue to progress. He will get higher in overall, and he will potentially get drafted in the top 3 rounds, which is going to make the players behind him better. So that's why he's still here. That's why he's still here. But we do have another 5-star on the offensive line, Josh Calcaterra. Now, he is 5-star, but he's only impact dev. So he might not get super good, but he'll get good enough. He'll get good enough because he'll get, he's almost uncapped in quickness. He'll get that, gold or platinum quick jump and all that good stuff. So his pass blocking it's capped, but it's not that bad. He's got 2 bars left, right? So lead block is really low. Whew. Sheesh. Now run blocking, it he's not starting at least for his redshirt sophomore season, maybe redshirt junior year. But yeah, man, he's another 5 star we got on the line. And let's see. I'm gonna save him for last. Um, who's the other 5 star? Is it? Yeah, it's this guy. So here's another thing. So we went over the 4 star with normal dev that is essentially going to be capped out at around an 88, 89 overall. Now this guy, 5 star, normal dev, right? You look at his caps and they're all bad. They're all bad. And it's mainly because his power is capped. So as a power blocker, your main thing that makes you your archetype is capped. You're kind of screwed. And having 5 caps on pass block, you're really screwed. 3 caps on run block, screwed. So essentially, he can't get better at what he does best. So this guy's getting cut. He's going to be a goddamn insurance salesman in a couple years. So it is what it is. The other 5 star that we got in this offensive line is Aegon Targaryen, another handy dandy Game of Thrones reference. But yeah, man, this guy 5 star elite. I think he's got 4 caps. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got 5. But man, he's uncapped in all the good stuff. Like barely being capped in pass blocking, uncapped in power, and he has 96 strength already, 92 impact block, uncapped in run block, almost uncapped in quickness, IQ through the roof. Man, oh man, this guy's good. This guy's good. So one more season of training, he's probably gonna unlock gold for every single ability here. So yeah, shout out to him. Glad he's on my team. Now defensively, this is the thing I'm probably most proud of, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Defense has been a blur this year, bro. We got 77 sacks on the year, and that starts with number 10, Stephen Woodhead, with 28 sacks. That is an NCAA record, by the way. 14 sacks from Jason Mundy, Black Bobby Boucher, which is another 5 star recruit that we brought in, man. This is our most recent class that we got in on the field. 5 star with star dev, and when I scouted this guy and I saw he had platinum quick jump, I immediately just like dumped all my resources into him. Got him on the earliest visit. Got complimentary 3 other complimentary guys to visit that week, just so I can secure him because he's that much of a big deal, man. That platinum quick jump as a true freshman is wild. That's the most elite ability in this game, right? The most elite ability in this game, in my opinion. Now, if you look at the rest of his abilities that he can get here, he's likely going to hit every single one and at least get to silver or gold. So if we look at his ratings caps, they're there, but they're in good spots. So like his quickness being where it is, capped where it is, that's fine because he'll get to 90, 91 acceleration. That's good enough for at least to qualify for gold, but he has platinum, right? Like if he goes up to 81 speed, who cares? Like I don't need him to be super fast. As a DN, I need you to beat that left tackle, get to the quarterback. Even if you don't get the sack, disrupt the play, and someone else will get the sack for you, brother. Guarantee it. That's how we build this team. Him being capped in pass coverage, who cares? Being capped in IQ doesn't matter. His run stopping is uncapped. He's gonna be 90 block shit, 90 plus pursuit. You know what I mean? Like his strength is barely capped. He's gonna hit 88, 89 strength, maybe 90 plus, right? And once he hits that 90 plus, that unlocks that grip breaker ability over here, the physical ability. Well, 87 actually. He's going to unlock that grip breaker ability, so he's going to have a boost to lateral sheds on runs. As an edge linebacker, that's great. That's great. You know, outside zone. Yeah, let's go ahead and shed that block and get that win, my boy. Get that tackle for loss, man. And then his pass rush, bro. Like he's got 84 power move off rip, and this is one of those things that it only requires 3 skill points to unlock the next tier. So basically what you're saying, let's say if it's 3 now, for the next one is going to be 4, and the next one is going to be 5, the last one's going to be 6. So you're talking about 15, 18 points to max out his pass rush points, and that's gonna put him well over 90. Yeah, yeah, this guy's gonna be elite, man. He's gonna be elite because once he hits 90, 90-ish um, power move, he's gonna unlock like gold to platinum duress and gold to platinum pocket disruptor, and at that point, he's got gold to platinum grip breaker. And he's the best outside linebacker in the league, and he looks like one. Not gonna lie. And as a true freshman, getting 12 sacks and 25 TFLs, like everything he does is in the backfield, man. Every single thing he does is in the backfield. Doesn't have a touchdown on his career yet, but we're working on that, man. We're working on that. We ain't dropping him into coverage much at all because 78 speed ain't gonna do it, you know. But what he can do is rush that passer, my boy. Rush that passer. Um, Now as far as sacks on the rest of the team, we're not getting much, but we do, you know, we like to blitz. We got linebackers coming in here. Got another outside backer that's a rotational guy. We got our super fat man. This guy, whew, hope he don't go pro. Because he technically could go pro right now. But if he doesn't, this guy is only a 4-star. I know I've been like, you know, targeting 5 stars to show in this video. But this guy, man, man, oh man. And one of the more underrated things in this game that I don't know if everybody does, if you go over here to the more section and go to stats, you can actually see, you know, their traits. So this guy has big hitter, strip ball, high motor, like balance play ball. Balance play ball for linebackers is perfect. You know why? Because sometimes as a linebacker, you don't want your guy to go for the pick. You want them to go for the catch knockout. So balance is better than aggressive in this situation. But yeah, that's the defense and the offense. Went through the stats and everything. Let's see here. I'll actually go through my recruiting class that I got coming in, man. Like I said, I tried to keep this video as short as possible, man, but you know, it is what it is. Shout out to the guy at the top of the list, bro. And I knew I wanted this guy from the moment I saw his name. From the moment I saw his name, dog. Cheeseman? Cheeseman. Yeah, yeah, let's bring Cheeseman in, bro. Now he is a 5-star running back. 91 speed, 91 excel, 94 agility, 94 change direction, 90 juke. Gold sidestep as a true freshman. I've never had a running back with sidestep, so I'm super excited. I'm not gonna lie, super excited to play with the Cheeseman on a green and yellow team to use the Cheeseman. Go Pack, go. But yeah, here's the other super exciting player that we got coming in here. Now this guy's gonna need some work. Not gonna lie, and it's really gonna depend on his ratings caps because he only has 89 acceleration. That kind of scares me. But what makes it okay and made me feel like it's worth going after this guy and investing the full amount that I could invest in him as far as hours per week, getting him on a visit and all that good stuff is that he has that green gem as a 5-star. And when you have a green gem as a 5-star, that means you likely don't have ratings caps. So if I can get a player that has 97 speed and doesn't have ratings caps, he's likely going to be able to get a lot better. So, we definitely dumped everything we had into him. I want to say we had him on a visit. All right, he was in week 5. He was in week 5, yeah. So we had these two guys visiting on the same week. Now, what's crazy is he also has this platinum best friend ability, which best friend ability it gives a composure increase to your quarterback on first down catches. So, you know, it's a video game. Most of the time when you're throwing a pass, you're completing a first down, right? So if I, you know, hypothetically, I got this guy on my roster, right? I might redshirt him this first year. And then the first year he's playing, he's going to be playing with a freshman or redshirt freshman or redshirt sophomore quarterback. That best friend ability is going to come in handy. And to a 97 speed guy, every pass might be a first down because a drag could go 50 yards. You know what I'm saying? It might just be a lob down the sideline. You never know. So, yeah, that's Paul Wilds, man. And then we have our future tight end, Rocco Perkins. Rocco Perkins, another 5-star, 6'6", 218 pounds. Man, Kyle Pitts Jr. Right? Kyle Pitts Jr. That's all I can see. 98 jumping, man. 89 spec catch already. He's got platinum recoup, which tells me that his stamina is elite at 96, 97 plus. Winning time, team player, like balanced, which means he can't get hit sticked. Man, this guy's great. This guy's great. Can't wait. And then we have another 5-star wide receiver. Now, if you didn't notice this theme here, we went after skill positions this season, mainly because the guys that we had that I thought were going to be good weren't. And like I said, the wide receivers that I have currently, like the red shirt freshmen, they're like 79 and 80 overall. I don't think that they're going to be the best, so we had to retool, and we did it in this one off season. We're bringing in 3 wide receivers and a running back as our top guys, our top targets here. And this guy at 93 speed, 93 agility, 91 acceleration as a route runner is going to be crazy, bro. Now he looks like a weirdo. He kind of looks Amish. He kind of looks Indian. I don't know what he is, but he's going to be playing football in goddamn Oregon, bro. He's already got 80 medium route, and I believe the ability for route runners, which is cutter, is unlocked at 82 or 83. So by the time he's ready to see the field, he's already going to have his stuff, which is great, which is really really great. Now I didn't go over my DBs as much, but my DBs are all graduating this year. I have 3 senior corners, um, a senior free safety, and a junior strong safety. So we had to retool that DB room as well. And this guy is a great place to start. 97 speed, 91 agility, 91 SL. Bruh. Gold Legion. So if you guys are unfamiliar with all these mental abilities, right? The mental abilities are things that's active. Well, all the abilities are active all the time. But Legion, it grants composure boosts to all DBs anytime that this player gets his hand on the ball, whether it's an interception or a pass breakup, a swat, right? Now he has house call at 97 speed, so basically I can just play press and bail, and you can't throw over the top, right? He's gonna get his hands on the ball if you do, and when he does, Legion activates. So now everybody on the defense in the DB room all have that fucking fireball next to their name. That shit sounds cool. Sign me up for that for sure. And then we got this guy here who is the number 1 recruit in the state of Oregon, which is where we play. Also happens to be 97 speed, and we happen to be able to do the same exact thing on both sides of the field now. So if you can't throw deep, and we got super duper pass rushers that are all over the D line, Bobby Boucher and Brady McElwain and Dayon Madu, like it's gonna be crazy here, right? Got another DB here, 97 speed. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the one that we already went over. We got some off-ball linebackers coming in. We got another outside backer, so we got Bobby Boucher at right outside linebacker. We're gonna have Jamie Coxey coming up at left outside linebacker. Um, this guy's gonna redshirt for sure, just because I know for a fact we're still gonna have um, Jason Mundy and Bobby Boucher and Brady McElwain rotating as our edge rushers, right? And then this guy can just sit and get better on the bench, you know. We got Derwin Cole, another gem right here, 95 speed. Man, he's got the team player thing, which I feel like I wouldn't be. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at playing a 95 speed safety, bro. I ain't gonna lie. That sounds kind of cool. And he's also got 79 pursuit, so he can actually come down and make a play on a running back on a run play or something like that, right? Got an athlete middle linebacker with 92 speed. He's gonna come in handy. Hopefully, he gets a lot better than what he is right now because I need that block shed to go up, my boy. But he's got bare bones. Like he's got good stuff. 92 speed. He's got 78 zone coverage already. Pursuit at 83 is decent, but he's gonna sit for a year. He's gonna redshirt for sure, but it's gonna be another round in the chamber, man. Now this running back, Kenya Queen. I got high hopes for him as well because he's a four-star gem, right? Now, this four-star gem, he's an athlete, so he can play multiple positions. Now, if you're watching this video this deep into this video, you deserve to learn this clip. And I just learned this myself through trial and error. So, in the other league, I recruited an athlete quarterback that was 6 feet, 201 pounds. He was an athlete scrambler, obviously. He was only 87 speed, I think 90 or 91 throw power, mid 70s for throw under pressure, throwing a run, and then low 80s accuracy. So I'm like, this guy ain't the best quarterback, but he was a four-star gem. And I was like, you know what? Let me bring him in. Boost up my recruiting class. 'Cause I was really just trying to get the top 5 recruiting class for that league for the first time, and I ended up doing that because I recruited so many athlete quarterbacks, which they went unrecruited. So yeah, bring him in. Um, so when it gets to position change time, and I'm like, all right, he's not gonna be my quarterback. I'm probably gonna move him to RB or wide receiver. Um, when I go to change his position, it showed that he was actually a higher overall at cornerback, like DB. So I'm like, So if I move him to DB and he gets to progress as a man coverage DB, the lowest cost to upgrade a man coverage DB is man coverage. And with man coverage, you also get change of direction. So if he upgrades to, most DBs upgrade to 99 change of direction. Now, if this man can get up to goddamn 99 change of direction in a season or two, guess what he's going to running back. And he'll have platinum shifty. So that's my ideal thing for that guy. And hopefully it's the same for Kenya Queen. Because if he can sit on the bench as a redshirt freshman, or redshirt his first year, as a DB and gain, change of direction, and then move back to running back, bruh. Yeah. Because right now at 87 change of direction, he does not qualify for shifty. You need 93 change of direction at least to qualify for shifty. You need 95 acceleration to qualify for takeoff. Those are two attributes that he will upgrade as a cornerback as opposed to a running back. So we'll see where he is in terms of his ratings caps, which I wish they showed them to you early, but yeah, that's my plan for him. And if it doesn't work out, fuck it, we got the Cheeseman already. If it doesn't work out, he'll just have to be playing corner, bro. That's really all it is. So yeah, Kenya Queen, hope it works out for you, bro. But you're gonna be on the team, my boy, for sure. You got winning time, you got team player. Man, you're gonna be playing on the team for sure. Another explosive piece to this recruiting class is this wide receiver that's coming out of Steilacoom, Washington. Yeah, never been there. Never heard of it actually. 97 speed at 6'4", dangerous, dangerous, and that's all I need you to be is dangerous, brother. At 94 acceleration, I'm hoping, like fingers crossed, that his quickness attribute category is not capped because if he can get to 95 acceleration, that means he gets takeoff, and if he can get takeoff with 97 speed at 6'4", he's a streak ball demon. Um, Kofi Stump, maybe the future quarterback of the league. I mean, of the team, maybe. And I say maybe because he might be a better wide receiver at 92 speed at 6'3", 80 ball carrier vision. Mm, because 75 throwing under pressure does not move the needle, brother. 83 throwing a run does not move the needle. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. It doesn't. Field general is nice. Field general is nice. Being able to see post snap blitzers is nice, but 91 throw power is not the greatest. It's not. But you might be an elite wide receiver or DB or running back. That's the benefit to recruiting athletes. Emmett Beebe, he's really only here because he's a gem and he was a four-star. He was interested in my team. I recruited him, and I believe nobody else did. So yeah, welcome to the team, brother. Now Josh Velasco, Josh might be the starter, and it's really because of two things. His throw power is higher. His throw and the run is higher. His break sack is higher. And he has the ability called headstrong, the mental ability headstrong, which means that he's not going to get incorrect hot routes on the road. That is so clutch. Now, Stump is a gem, which means he should have better stat caps. But Velasco, I believe, can be converted into a I believe he can be converted into a improviser, which is a little bit better as far as progression than scramblers are. So hopefully, hopefully. Nothing to see here. This is just a zone safety. He's not a gem. He's not super fast. He's just run of the mill. He looks a lot like Manny Ramirez, the mustache man. That's been on my team for 4 years. So that's why he's here. Offensive lineman here, 88 impact block is like my standard. If you don't have 88 impact block, you're not going to be playing on my team. And he also has 90 strength, so that's good. He's going to redshirt and sit and hopefully get fatter because 281 pounds is really small. This guy as well, 90 impact block, 88 strength. There you go. It's like our standard here, and we got a pretty decently speedy tight end. Has that best friend ability that we talked about earlier. And I anticipate having a young quarterback in the next season or two. So yeah, we're gonna need some best friends out there. Dominique McDermott, interesting guy here at 5'10", 226 as an athlete power back. He could probably play inside linebacker as well. So that's why he's here. I do have an off-ball linebacker issue coming up, so want to make sure that we are retooling in all spots that we are, going to be lacking in the next season or two. So that's why he's here. And of course, he can play running back at 90 speed. That's decent. 91 acceleration, also decent. Um, and I love the winning time ability. That just I feel like in close games, late in close games, that is so clutch to have all of those guys on the field. This again, another run of the mill cornerback here. Nothing to see here, nothing too crazy. 95 speed, 91 COD. His agility is trash at 86, but he's also got 75 catching already, so that's good. We'll see how this guy progresses as a slot corner, nickel corner. Terrell Hicks. I was on the fence with this guy, but I figured I'd give him a chance to join the squad because of two things. 86 impact block is not my standard, like it's below my standard, but he also has 91 strength and he has O-line rally. So if I can get a 291 pounder up to the second level to block a linebacker and get a pancake block, his pancake block is going to benefit my entire offensive line. O-line rally is a very crucial ability. Um, Same thing with this guy. He has silver O-line rally, but he's also got that 90 impact block, 89 strength. That's where we start you know, to see elite offensive linemen, in my opinion. Now this guy, he's here only because he's a gem. Only because he's a gem. He's not the fastest. He doesn't have elite acceleration. He doesn't have 88 plus impact block, but is at 85 and he's a gem. So I feel like he can get there. We got a kicker here. Got a kicker just because I recruited a kicker and I saw 93 kick power. I'm like, yeah, bring him here. Outside backer, we got another one here, Levi Jr. He's got quick jump. He's got 87 acceleration, 86 speed. He's here because of the speed. I think the other guy that I have, I think that I'm bringing in is only 84 speed, so this guy is a little bit faster. And he's also a gem. So having gems means that he's likely going to be at least impact dev to star to elite, and he's going to have better ratings caps than someone else. And yeah, another off-ball linebacker here. Nothing to see here. Nothing too crazy. 89 speed, 86 excel, 89 acceleration. Right tackle, 4-star. Only reason he's here. The only reason he's here is because that star. 86 strength is not the greatest, but 83 acceleration is, and he has quick drop. Quick drop is what you need versus those quick jump DBs. And if you can have tackles that have quick jump, even if they're not starting, if you need to sub them in a per formation in a pinch on third downs, then do that. Monty Uzama. Now, this is one of the few rare times you're going to see me recruit a guy and actually sign him to my team. that has a red X over their gem, and it's for a couple reasons here. One, he has Legion, right? Legion is an elite ability for DBs. If he gets his hand on the ball with an interception or a swat, he lights up the entirety of the defensive back group. They all get that fire underneath them, so they are going to be playing tighter coverage and getting pass breakups and interceptions. That's why he's here. That and all of his other attributes are right around the standard for what you should look like as a potential starter, a role player. That's fine. And he's 6'2", 215 pounds. Can't be mad at that. Um, so here we are at that's 29 people that have verbally committed to my team. We got a bunch of guys down here that we've just, this is our 3-star. This is our 3-star haul. And our 3-star haul is here's our standard for 3 stars. You're not joining the team as a 3-star if you're not a gem. Meaning, if you're a 3-star without a gem, that means you're probably normal dev and probably got horrible stat caps. And you're not going to get much more higher than maybe 83, 84, at the most 85 overall. These 3-star gems, they come with ratings so low that they can be improved upon. And, like this athlete scrambler quarterback might end up being a defensive back. You know what I mean? He might end up being a safety. He might end up being a running back or a wide receiver. At 6 feet, 195 pounds, you can do a lot of things with this guy. Playing quarterback is not going to be it, though. At 86 throw power, it's not going to be it. But because you're an athlete and a gem and you have winning time, I can work with you, right? I can work with you. So, same thing with this guy here at 6'4", 188 pounds. Just imagine a 6'4" safety. Sounds cool to me. Or a 6'4" wide receiver. He's a gem, so he's likely going to have better um, ratings caps. He's got team players, so he can play. If he's playing, if I list him as a safety, he could play corner. If I list him as a corner, he could play safety. List him as a safety, he could play safety, corner, and linebacker, and nickel. So that's that. Same thing with this guy here. So this guy, interestingly enough, um, I think this is the most intriguing 3-star on my board. Why? Because he's 94 speed, right? He's 90 acceleration. As a hybrid safety, he's not going to progress. But if I move him to corner, he's going to get elite agility and change of direction, as well as having 94 speed, 90 acceleration. That's the only thing he really needs to improve on, right? So, with that said, he's going to be moving a corner, and he's going to be, listed in that slot cornerback role at 5'10", 189 pounds. That is a prime size for a slot DB. And that's my projection for this guy. Again, he's a gem, and he has Legion, and 94 speed, and 90 acceleration. All great things working for him. Now when we get down here, this is just me filling out the roster here. Because I do have a couple of D linemen that are going to be graduating or going pro soon. So this is just me retooling. I might not actually sign this guy. Because at this point I have 35 targets on my board. But I've only offered scholarships to the guys who have committed. None of these guys have scholarship offers. So and this is how I'm going to do this from now on. I'll have these 3-star guys scouted, and I'll be in first place in all of their interest bars. But I will not send a scholarship offer unless I've seen the transfer portal. So another tip for you guys, if you're watching this late in this video, you deserve to hear this. So when you sign these 3 stars, let's say I offer this guy a scholarship and he signs with me next week. I'm locked into this guy no matter what for at least a season. And if these guys come in and they suck, they're going to take a roster spot from somebody that's already on my team that's been developing. And that's one thing I'm trying to avoid in the future, like at all costs. I don't want to be in a situation where I have a 64 overall free safety hybrid corner nickel whatever that I have to have on my roster So that means I have to cut a 86 overall left guard. You know what I mean? So that's why I don't offer these guys scholarships. I just scout them up. I spend my recruiting points on them, and I basically take the lead, basically take an insurmountable lead. To be honest, like Virginia's not catching me, Maryland's not catching me. If I ever see any of those schools gain a decent bar of interest, I'll just max out on the points, right? Just max out on the hours, and they can't catch me. And that guy will probably verbally commit without a scholarship, to be honest, which is kind of cool. This is my first time trying this tactic, by the way. So, yeah, check back in a couple weeks or something like that when I actually do another one of these videos. Maybe about a month from now. But yeah, with this guy here, we're just retooling. This defensive tackle, I realized that all of my defensive tackles and interior defensive linemen on my team are all run stoppers. They're all run stoppers with good reason because essentially my defense is predicated on stopping the run, um, as evidenced by my number one rushing defense with only 253 rush yards allowed in an entire season. It's because all my guys are run stoppers. But in the case where I want to get some interior pass rush, it's I haven't been able to get it this year. Um, my elite 92 overall D tackle, speed rush D tackle, graduated last season. So he's no longer here, and I no longer get interior pass rush. So hopefully, this guy Joel Titus can develop into that after all my run stoppers graduate and stuff like that, because it's not going to be room on the field for him this coming season or the next one or the next one. Like those 3 5 stars I have at defensive tackle is just absolutely insane. Um, and then we have this guy here, power back slash hopefully slash linebacker. So yeah, that's gonna round out the class. That's gonna round out this video actually, man. I think I'm gonna go ahead and cut it here. So if you liked the video, like the video. If you didn't, be sure to dislike it, leave some hateful comments, and unsubscribe. Thanks for watching. I'm out.